Hey guys, Big Eternal Flames Gaming, back with another Ark video for you guys, and today I'm really excited to be bringing you first glimpses on this channel of Ark Aberration, the brand new expansion pack by the Ark devs, and this is a really eagerly anticipated expansion. There's a lot of hype in the community about this expansion, so we're going to have a look at that today. We're going to look at starting out in Ark Aberration, and we're going to look at where you might consider starting out, preferably somewhere near water, because obviously not being able to get your hands on water very early in the game is a major problem. And I believe that there are locations where you start out that are classified as easy spawn locations in Aberration where you just can't get your hands on water early. Okay, so here with me today to help me with this vid is my good mate Shadow.
Hey guys.
So you remember Shadow from the last Ark Survival video that we did on the channel. He is our resident Ark Pro, and I'm going to throw to him now. And I hope you guys really enjoy this video. And my target for this video is to get 100 likes. And I'd like to get as many subs from this video as possible. Shadow and I, at the conclusion of looking at the video, seeing what the gaming community response to this video is, we're going to review the comments, and we're going to pick out the best comment that we think is for the vid, and we're actually going to do a $20 Steam card. So there's a bit of incentive there for you guys. Please like, share, sub, and really enjoy this vid. I'm going to throw to Shadow. Thanks guys.
Okay, so starting out, we're looking at good spawn regions in Ark Aberration. Here we have chosen not the easiest spawn location, but one of the spawn locations marked lake, because as Big said, the easiest spawn location has no access to water. So looking at the first cutscene, it looks a lot different. The texture packs are completely different for Ark Aberration, fitting into the more fantasy type game DLC that it is. Just fixing that. As we said in the last video, you may need to change your graphics settings to be able to play the game smoothly with normal frame rate. So looking around, it's a lot different. This is a bush, looks completely different in Ark Aberration as opposed to without DLCs. You seem to pick up the same berries. This is something new. Instead of getting just normal mushrooms, there are 3 or 4 mushrooms that you can harvest from these little mushroom patches. And as in normal Ark, there are trees that you cannot hit, just as there are stones that you cannot hit because they're too big. And I'm not really sure why that happens, but it just does. So we have harvested mushrooms and some berries, picking up some stone. Gonna go get some wood and thatch.
So what we're going to do at the start, guys, is we're just going to set up so that we have a fundamental starting position at the beginning of the game, so something that we can work from, and from there, subsequent videos from here we'll go on to exploring different areas of the Ark Aberration world. And I believe from what research I've done so far on Aberration, there's these things called gems, which seem to have a very important role in Aberration in developing, I think it's tech gear. So videos after this we'll be looking at, there's green, there's blue gems, and how they fit into developing your character in Aberration. So here we're just going to go through, we're going to make spear, we're going to set up a house and just suss out the demographic of Aberration, which to me, I don't know what you think, Shadow, but to me it does have a more fantastic atmosphere to it, rather than sort of the primitive dinosaur style of Ark Survival. There's still the dinosaur element to it, but it looks like they've sort of thrown in the sort of a fantastic element to it. So the creatures are morphed, they're distorted. This is kind of seemingly trying to appeal to people that would play in a slightly different sort of gaming market, more of a fantastic gaming market. So what is your first impressions of the farming process, Shadow? Does it look like the farming is easier? Is it slower than what it would be in survival?
So just going through the harvesting here, for one, there are different types of trees, I've just realized. There's tall, what they call mushroom trees and normal trees. Both drop thatch, but mushroom trees drop fungal wood and normal trees just drop wood. As far as I know, they both do the same thing. Fungal wood and normal wood seem to allow you to craft your fundamentals at the start, so I'm not sure if there's a difference later on in terms of building materials, but so far they both do the same thing, and they're just, I don't know, different. In terms of harvesting, I think it's a little bit harder to harvest materials in Ark Aberration. You get less materials. See, when I'm hitting the tree with my hatchet and my axe, I'm getting less wood and thatch than I would normally, and the tree, you can't harvest as much from the tree.
I don't know, what is this weird aura that comes up when you get close to the water? I don't know what that's about. Is that like a warning thing? Like, is the game trying to say to us that we shouldn't be going to that area?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I think it may be a warning. I know that I haven't seen this before in regular Ark, but it may be a warning, or because I'm not sure why there would be glare in this particular part of the river. Maybe if we go downriver a bit.
But it's weird though, isn't it? Because elsewhere you walk around like the forested parts of the game and there's none of that glare. Like, that glare seems to be suggesting something. It can't just be glare off the water, because it's like some sort of sun glare or something.
There doesn't appear to be any sun, as far as we see. Not as prominent as in normal Ark, is Dodo. But we just went into the water and there was still glare, but it appeared to be fine. Not quite sure what the glare means thus far. But as I said earlier, you need to be able to get water easily, particularly in Ark Aberration, because there's a lot of areas of the island that are far away from water, and seeing as it's a new DLC and you're not really acclimatized to your surroundings, it'd be safer to stay in the safest places and not be too far away from water. A little bit of okay, bad spit.
And so what are these? Have you seen these before? These sort of green limestone rock things. What are they?
I'm not quite sure. So you get, I think this is like crystals on mountains in regular Ark, where it drops stone as well as crystal. Just then I hit it with both a hatchet and an axe, and the hatchet got the, what's it called? Green? I'm not sure. Let's see. I think it's green crystal. No? Maybe not. Maybe it was hatchet, I'm not sure. Sorry, axe. Oh, maybe it was axe. I'm not quite sure, guys. So if you were to check both of them, it doesn't say, no, it doesn't say which one actually harvests the green crystal. But as you see here, we have some regular crystal from Ark Survival Evolved, and I think it drops in the same way that normal crystal does. Just getting some hide. If you were to wander away from the lake or the river or whatever this is, you would need to have a ton of water skins, because we're running out of water pretty quickly as well. Because of the heat. There seems to be excessive heat here, despite the forest above us. The dodo is called Aberrant Dodo. It didn't seem to look any different, and it acts the same, so I think that's just part of the expansion pack. So just harvesting materials. But overall, I think the surroundings and the feel of the game is pretty nice. So, okay, so in the distance, to the center of the screen in the middle of the lake, there's a creature just in our visibility.
Have you seen this thing before?
No, I'm not quite sure. So in the center right now, there's a Sarko. It's a large crocodile. So I know what that is. I'm just gonna stay away. Not quite sure what the large... Look like a spider or a crab? Oh, we can't see it anymore. Probably stay away from it. So just continue harvesting materials.
So obviously the first thing that we've got to really try and do is get ourselves a base. So we've got to get ourselves a house. And once we've done that, we can go off and explore. The thing that strikes me about Aberration is that you do seem to use water a lot quicker. And I don't know if it's like this is like a subtropical sort of steamy environment where the heat just sucks the water out of you faster, but you go exploring for any short distance and all of a sudden, bang, you need water. So if you spawn in a location where there's not a water source, you're doomed. And I think also, if you spawn in a location where there's abundant water, from what I understand, you may find yourself having to, well, you're going to get killed really fast because that's where all the big nasty creatures are. So it's finding a balance in your starting location between, you know, sort of some proximity to available water, so you can set up your base, but also not being stuck in a place where you're going to get, you know, carved up very early in the game and you're not going to be able to get anywhere.
So we're just leveling up here, trying to get the engrams for our first base. So basically, when you're starting off, you just need to continue harvesting until you're up to level 4, level 5, where you can get your foundations and your walls, start your base, and get your little storage chest so that you're not encumbered. So crafting Attach foundation. Walls. Yeah, just looking here, definitely there is a big difference in harvesting, because I would normally get 20, 30 wood or thatch depending on which tool I was using, and here we're only getting 12, 11 wood and thatch from each tree. So we're just going to set up base here, near the water. As I said before, off to the left there's the strange new creature. We're not going to put our base there. We're going to put our base near the water, but not too close to anything that might threaten us.
So if you check the spawn location that we chose at the start of the video, I would recommend this. It's not a wildly exciting spawn location, but certainly a very safe one. I think we can show here that you're not getting dropped in the middle of a whole heap of horrible, nasty beasties, and it's pretty calm. And I would definitely recommend this if you want to go for one of the more difficult spawn locations. You can do that, but you'd still have to be in close proximity to water, but you're going to have to be ready to deal with whatever nasty dinos and other beasties get thrown at you. So,
just scouting out the area. There's the... It does look like a big spider sort of thing. I'm just being cautious because I cannot see the sucker. Being hit here by what seems like an earthquake. This is a new feature in Ark Aberration, in which drops of gems and crystals appear, and it doesn't seem to do any damage to you when the earthquake happens. So things like world drops, it's sort of like in regular Ark how the supply drops appear every so often, and I guess in Ark Aberration there's no supply drops, there's just these gems appearing during this earthquake.
I think that very large crab spider looking thing might be called a karkin. Whatever it is, it certainly is not something we want to get too close to here. So that's the beauty of this spawn location, is that you can stay away from the bad stuff. You can keep a healthy distance from those things, and you can still get about setting up your character. So looks like a good spot to start in.
We're sticking close to our little house here, starting out. Looking at our inventory, we got both green and blue gems, or crystals, what are they called? As of yet, I don't think we can use them for anything, but it must be a late game. There must be a late game use. Just equipping our house with door frame.
Okay, so Shadow, once we've got the house constructed, we've got a base, we're close to a water source, video is going forward. So what would you say to people who are starting out in Aberration or starting out in Ark? Where do you go for from this point in terms of establishing yourself and building your character going forward?
Alright, so at this level, once you build your house, personally I would be staying inside at night, or staying just outside, harvesting stone, flint, wood and thatch until morning, and I guess doing that the entire day as well, because at this level you can't craft any extensive tools or expand your house much more than a 1x1. So really just farming and leveling up. The easiest way to level up is to harvest stuff, picking from bushes, picking up stones, cutting down trees, and that's really all you can do at this level. It's not very exciting, but you have to grind it out.
And so what beyond this? That said, you're grinding, you're farming materials. What is the next step, the next logical step that you're looking to do beyond where we are now?
Alright, so the next logical step is taming animals. I'm not quite sure we're not quite sure what animals are in Aberration. We've seen a dodo. I am coming over here. Seems to be a little critter. Oh. Not quite sure.
Is this a friend or a foe?
He appears friendly.
Well, he's not attacking us, and that's a good thing.
We've just been alerted to the fact that we can feed, possibly to passive tame.
What's it doing?
He definitely appears friendly. He seems like a Listrosaur from normal Ark Survival Evolved that gets passive tamed, and called a bulb dog.
Bulb. It's a wild female bulb dog, level 19, is what it is, and it looks like you can tame it.
So yeah, we're passive taming it right now. It definitely appears the same as a Listrosaur. I'm not quite sure what the bulb dog does. It appears to have a light on its head, a bulb, like an anglerfish.
It's like an anglerfish, yeah. So, is that going to be able? You can use that as a pseudo light source with your torch off, hopefully at night when you're walking around. That's pretty cool.
It's definitely like, yeah, the light's decent. You can't see 3-4 meters on any sides, but it's a little torch that doesn't use up materials. Here we go. Got ourselves a bulb dog.
So you got to feed it aquatic mushroom. Every single time it gets hungry, you feed it aquatic mushrooms and you can tame it. That's pretty cool.
And we can carry it. And he's twice as big as my head. So, yeah, it's a nice little torch. It's not as bright as the torch, as you can see, but it's a good little critter. It definitely looks like a version of the Listrosaur, both being like your loyal friend, pet dog in Ark Survival Evolved. We're just gonna see what you can do. So there's his base stats at level 20.
He's level 20. I think it's a she. Might be level 28. I think it is.
I'm just gonna feed it aquatic mushroom. We're just gonna check what we can do with it. So there's the behavior stats, which are in blue. There's the these orange. So there's charge. Alright, so that is to turn its light down. I'm not sure that I want to do that. Above its head, it did say charge. I'm guessing the charge goes down when it's hungry or thirsty, or I'm not quite sure. But as you saw just then, petting it made its little bulb go dimmer and brighten again. Sort of like the sort of like when you pet the list restore, it gives an XP bonus to all of your animals. It's definitely a loyal companion to have around.
That looks like a Spinosaur. You think?
I would say that is a Spinosaur. Very iconic sail. Yeah, there's no other dinosaurs in this game. Or, yeah, it could be something else, but that definitely resembles a Spinosaur. Here's our house. We just have to scout around.
So the next step obviously here is make sure you don't get encumbered, because you're going around doing all this farming and now you're carrying a bulb dog too. So we need to make a storage box so that we can put all our items in that we don't need to be carrying around all the time.
So, here's another tree that you can't interact with. There's this strange mist. I'm not sure if it means anything. I think it's just the glow of the bulb dog. So here we go again. We're dehydrated. I just wanted to check here how much berries give you in terms of water, and only 0.2 for water, and that only lasts you like 5 seconds.
So this emphasises the point. If you wanted to get anything done in this game, you must spawn near a water location. You've got no choice. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting whatever beasties you come across. No water, it's cocktail for disaster. So, just to reiterate the sort of tip that we gave you earlier, don't start in the absolute easiest location. It is miles from water, from what I understand. Be careful. You've got, I think there's 4 starting locations that are all classified as easy, where you're going to be near water. But I think we've picked one of the better ones. It's possible that some of the other ones are good as well. But look at how quickly you're dehydrating, and all you're doing, it's at night, it's cooler, and you're just moving around and you're just doing farming. We aren't doing anything particularly special at the moment. So, and this is just the grinding you've got to do at the start when you're starting up a new game. You've got to grind mats so that you can progress onto the next steps. So.
Just looking here, the bulb dog's charge is definitely going down. Despite his food and water being up, I'm guessing turning the bulb off or down will let it charge up again.
Yeah. So what do you think the AOE range of the light on the top of the bulb dog? It looks like the torch is giving you better sort of AOE lighting, but I mean the bulb dog's useful, but if you use it too much,
the torch is definitely better. But you know, building torches need a lot of materials to keep torches up, especially like all night. You'll need 3, maybe 4 torches. So I guess the bulb dog, this is a living organism. It eats. Well, so far it's only eaten 1 aquatic mushroom, and its torch isn't as good as your regular, or here, primitive torch, but it uses less resources overall, so I guess that's something you're gonna have to deal with.
Okay, so that's pretty much the way that you want to start out in Aberration. So the setup process is similar to Ark Survival Evolved. Different world, different sort of geographic setup. Obviously, different monsters that you're going to encounter. Although we haven't seen too much of that in this episode, but that was the point of this episode. We're trying to show you guys where an optimum spot is to spawn away from all the bad stuff. So there's plenty of opportunities to explore the world in further videos.
I'm getting a bit adventurous right here. Just saw something in the distance that was glowing. And I thought it may have been another bulb dog. There's two and they're quite big.
So guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. On behalf of me and Shadow, please leave your comments, like, sub. Please sub. We'd really appreciate subscriptions. And don't forget that we're running that competition, $20 Steam card to the person that leaves the best comments. We, as always, we really appreciate subscriber and viewer feedback. Hope you enjoy the vid, guys. All the best. Big out.
Shadow out.
Take care, guys. See ya.